Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. How are you this morning? I am Kalua. I am imperfectly amazing. And I am here with some with the divine message for you. And, as I always say, this is whether you're watching it in real time, whether you're watching a replay, fairly close in time, or whether you're watching it, way down the road. This message is for you, and you are part of the collective energy that created it. Okay. So, always fascinating, right? Very cool stuff. So, here we are, the end of March, just a couple more days to go. We are still sort of in that beginning of spring. We've been talking about patience as far as that sprouting, right? We don't just, I went for a walk last night, or yeah, yesterday evening. It's weird. Like that time would have been nighttime a couple weeks ago, but now it's still nice and bright. And, went for a walk over by the lake. And it's like, yeah, you're starting to see some blossoms, but not all of the trees are green yet, right? It's not like, oh, psh, it's spring, boing, and everything sprouts immediately. It slowly grows. It takes place over these next few weeks to a month or so. And so we're having some patience with that. We're using this time to clear out any of that old stuff that may have gotten stirred up over the winter, right? We tend to, when we reflect, we see things maybe we don't like, and we need to give ourselves some grace, some forgiveness. So we've been doing that. And now this week, what has come up is very interesting. So our energy guidance is about attachment. Okay. And I'm going to do them all at once today because I think they really all go together. And then our green guidance, our nature is sorrel, actually a very cool plant. I used to have it in Florida, and it's about affection. Okay. And then our moon guidance comes up self-love. Okay. And so what's really coming up is this idea of your own self-love, right? What are you saying to yourself? What are you, right? When you talk about self-love, it's like the way you treat yourself. Um, Sometimes we have this tendency to reward ourselves after, whatever line in the sand we draw. I talked earlier this week in a post. I had this goal. It was actually a financial goal, and I made it. I did it. I did it. I hit the amount I wanted to hit in that month, but it didn't happen exactly the way I thought it would. And I kind of was like, "Oh, I don't know if I get to count it." And then I went outside of myself, like, seriously, I know better, but I went outside of myself, and I said to this person who I very much respect, I said, "I don't know, does that count?" And they're like, but of course, the energy I brought as I'm asking it, as I bring it to them, of course they're going to be like, "No, I don't think it counts," because that is what I set them up to say, And then I made it not count. And then I kind of second guessed myself. It doesn't matter how it shows up, it showed up. That's a win, that's a celebration. And then I didn't celebrate it. I mean, a little bit, but not like I could have, right? And then it started to deplete again. So that's okay, right? Another learning. It's another learning opportunity. Now I know better. And we move forward, and we stop making these lines in the sand in order to celebrate, in order to love ourselves, in order to say the good stuff, right? Like, I'll love myself when I lose 10 pounds, or I'll feel attractive when I get a new wardrobe. Or how about I will and then, right? Instead of it'll happen when. Okay. Yeah, data saying so important during this season of pruning and shifting into spring. Absolutely. And just start to think about, because I mean, there are so many times that we put these conditions on ourselves, like, I can't have a good relationship because dot dot dot, like I did this in the past, I don't look like I used to, right? Or uh I cannot have a successful business because I love the work I'm doing. What are all these crazy ass things that we're putting in our head? And it's not even that we're putting them in, it's that old programming that we've been taught for so many years, that things have to be hard, that they have to be a slog, that they have to be painful, and that martyr syndrome. That's like all that old programming that has been passed down for generations and generations and generations, that it's really not serving us, and it's only the truth if we allow it to be our truth. Um, mm, okay, Dot is saying doubt kills more dreams and achievement. And if I didn't say good morning, Dot, I think I went right into your comments. Good morning, Dot. And Candace, good morning. How about eliminating the caveat? I love myself. Full stop. Yes. Yes, right there. And it just goes into all of that stuff I keep talking about. Um, you will have everything you want once you are that person, right? So I will have it when, I will have it now, right? Like now, in this moment, I created, I step into that version of me that already has it. So she already loves herself. Okay. And that's how you attract everything you want in. So if you already love yourself, if you're already giving yourself that grace, again, this is imperfectly amazing. We're not here to be perfect. We're humans. We're having human experiences. We're here to learn and grow, not to be perfect. So let go of all that perfect stuff and just embrace those learning opportunities. Dot saying, decide you are now and will be better when. Yeah. And good morning. I see somewhere over here on Instagram. It looks like your name is Avin. I apologize if I'm not saying it right, but I want to wish you a good morning. Yes. So, yeah. And what else? Can you think of places where this is coming up for you? I mean, I know myself, I still have a ton of them. I've been listening to my own rhetoric these last few weeks and doing all that forgiving stuff and allowing it. So here's the thing that I really like to do. I really like to go to the dark side of the moon. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. This is why I love tapping, because it taps into the negative thoughts. It recognizes them. Pretending like they're not there, all that's doing is like suppressing negative emotions, right? When we pretend like I'm not angry, push, 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 and it just gets pushed into your body. It doesn't go away, right? So same thing with those negative beliefs, those negative thoughts that are coming up, the ones that aren't serving us. Don't try to push them away and pretend like they don't happen. They do, because we're imperfect, and that's okay. That's beautiful. Allow them to be. You can have a conversation with them. It's like, whoa, what was that? And what do I need to know about that? What is coming up about that? And then thank it. Thank it for letting you know that it was there. Because when you know about it, now you can do something. And I love tapping for this reason. I love to, tap on all the pressure points and just go through all of those negative things that come up as I tap. And what that does is it sort of comes. So when you have those negative thoughts, those negative beliefs sort of show up, it creates like this clench, this tension in your body, because it's not in alignment with who you are, with your divine being, right? So it creates this clench. And, it's sort of that fight or flight response. And so as you tap on those pressure points, it calms you. It takes you out of that fight or flight. And then you can just process that. And then you can start to work into the more inspiring and more the messages that are more for your highest good, the messages that are in alignment with your actual truth, instead of getting blocked by these sabotaging messages. And I used to do this being guided more a lot on YouTube, right? Brad Yates is fantastic. He's got thousands of videos that can probably cover almost everything. But lately, I've been doing this more on my own, and I get into it. And it's so fascinating because as you follow the negative pattern, right? You say the negative belief, and as you're following it, something else will come up. And you're like, oh, that. And then you say that. And you sort of unlayer it, right? You peel off all those layers and you really get into what it is. And this may happen over days and weeks and months, these layers keep coming, and that is great. That's great when those layers are coming up, because now you're like, okay, they're not stuck. They're coming out, and I'm healing them. I'm healing them. They're coming out. Right? So allow yourself to go into the places that maybe you're uncomfortable, you've been told are wrong or bad, being angry. Anger is a good emotion when it's used in the right way. If we didn't get angry about injustice, oh my gosh, we'd get walked all over, right? If we didn't get angry about our boundaries being broken, we'd get walked all over. So, anger is a good thing when it's used in a healthy way. So don't be scared of what has been deemed negative emotions. Tap into them, let them out, because when you let them out, they don't get suppressed. They don't get stuffed down into you where they're doing more harm. I always say give them their 15 minutes of fame, and then they'll move on, and thank them for the lesson, and bye. See you later. Right? Um, that's saying trying to rationalize things we can control, so we feel we are working. So yeah, control the controllables. I like that. you know um but that gets into the feminine again, is that letting go. We have to be excited for the unknown, right? Ugh, that might be a whole other call, my loves. But yeah, that whole idea of letting go, and being in anticipation of the unknown, because truly what we don't know is so much bigger than we can even conceive, and it's so much greater. And when we're trying to control every little thing, we're actually fighting the universe for allowing even so much more than we could even possibly conceive in this moment. So that letting go. Good morning. Rick is saying great thoughts. Thank you, Rick. I'm glad that you are enjoying this. So, yes, this is what I have for you this morning. I hope that this is helpful. Just really, again, no conditions on loving yourself. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You're imperfectly perfect. How about that? Okay, we'll we'll acknowledge the thing that might be sabotaging. Let's acknowledge it. We are imperfect, and that's beautiful. Good morning. We've got Web Luminary. Good morning. It is so good to see you. Yes, so acknowledging all of that, and not putting conditions, making yourself lovable and beautiful and wonderful and amazing, and this bright light for all of the imperfection that you are. Um, because it's so lovable, and it's why you're here. We hear it all the time. Your mess is your message. So all of these learning opportunities are leading to your purpose. Okay, so embrace them, love them. Don't make yourself wrong or bad for it. Be that person, be that goddess version of yourself that already loves yourself, because then you're going to attract everything that you desire. Okay. So that is basically the highlights of my my rant today. And I would love for you to mark your calendars, save the date for April 19th. My next event is coming up, and this is going to be 5 ways to access your feminine power. I just, I get so excited about it. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I talk a lot about the feminine power because we've already learned the masculine. Now, I truly believe we need a nice blend of the both, right? Um, but we already know the masculine. Like, that's what's been taught for generations and centuries, and right, so we know that we've got that one down. Okay, so I tend to talk a lot about the feminine so we can learn and be exposed to that one so that we can find that blend. And life is all about, it's all a balancing act. Sometimes we're more in one than we are in the other, and that's okay. We just like the seasons, right? Winter is much more inward, much, you would say feminine, whereas spring and fall are more of a balance. And then summer is that outward young, masculine energy. So just like, the seasons do it, and so do we, because we all have seasons. So that is, I'm going to be talking a lot about that feminine energy and 5 steps to really accessing it and getting into it, and how it's going to help propel, what you're already doing. Eh, I I say all the time that, again, squashing and pressing down the feminine has not only been a disservice to women, it's been a disservice to men as well. Right? We all have masculine and feminine energy within each of us. So this is going to be just this really great chat. I hate to call it a workshop because it's a Zoom meeting. I want you there. I want, like, to just have this intimate chat with you and really get into this other way of accessing your power that you might not be doing already. And as we blend them, just that being in flow instead of everything being hard and tough. And like I always say, that, like, kind of beating your head on the brick wall when you keep getting caught up and, like, I am doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, why isn't it working, and what is wrong with me? And I've been there, I know it. I know that feeling. So that's what we're going to really tap into. So save the date. It is coming in a few weeks, April 19th. Would love to have you. It's a totally free event. So everyone is welcome. And yeah, just share it and sign up. And if you check out, if you're on Instagram, my link is in my profile. And if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, there should be a link right there in the description to my link tree. And you should be able, okay. You should be able to get it very soon, just in case. I'm pretty sure I put it up, but I will double check. And so for sure it will be by end of day today. It'll definitely be on that link tree. So my loves, I hope this was helpful. I will see you next week. My intention, and I'm saying it out loud so that I possibly actually do it. My intention is to go ahead and do a tapping reel over on Instagram today, doing, addressing just this, that unconditional love for yourself. So look for that. Maybe if you want to hold me accountable, send me some messages and I will make sure to do it. All right, my loves. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you soon. Message me if you need anything. Comment. How are you going to make your own self-love unconditional today? All right, loves. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon.